Jenny Owen Youngs, everyone.
Kristin Russo, everyone.
Wow, hi.
Look how lively.
This feels so Boston, the fact that we can just like watch the T go by, and it's amazing. How many people are from Boston?
How many people are not from Boston?
That was the same amount of people.
How many people love yelling?
Okay. Well, we're here tonight to do a couple of things. The first one is celebrate the release of Slayer's Every One of Us.
Hooray.
Our book. And the second is to talk about season 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is pretty exciting. We're going to do a reading from our book for the very first time.
Together. I did it without you.
Yeah.
And people said it was great.
Yes, I'm so sorry. First, I'm going to move this music stand for these wonderful folks right here. Is that okay, Jenny?
Oh, you guys don't like that?
I like to make eye contact with everyone. I'm into it. So we'll just... that can move back later. Okay, would you like to read?
You want to go over this to the podium where we do official things?
Now, before we start our reading, we're going to take a few minutes after the reading to answer some questions. We will probably be able to answer like 4, but please submit them anyway. You just go there.
The more Spartan the question, the more likely we answer it.
Did you get it?
You didn't listen to me. You never listen.
It's so funny.
Oh, you saw Backpatch. And
I
now
did.
I'm excited.
I saw Emily Backpatch, who's up here in the front, who we haven't seen in a while, so I got excited, okay? Okay, that's the cover of our book. Mm-hmm. Jenny and I are not used to using one mic shared, so I'm like...
Also, I feel like we're allowed
to raise
not
it?
hunch.
Great.
Since I've practiced, I've read in front of people from our book before, I'll give you some pointers.
Also, full disclosure, when we were backstage, I was like, Jenny, do you not have your phone on you? And she was like, no. And I was like, wow, how freeing. I'll leave my phone backstage. And then I put up the slide with the link for the questions, and I thought, I have no way to get those questions out. So, well, sure, Chloe, you can go get them. Okay, so we're going to read the prologue from our book, if that's cool with you. Is that cool with you?
Wow, interesting. The split on the read is so interesting.
Chloe, everyone.
This is our phone gremlin. Prologue. Welcome to the Hellmouth. And then my part is done.
The floorboards in our one-bedroom home were massive, wide planks of honey-colored wood, original to the brownstone, which had been built alongside Brooklyn's historic Greenwood Cemetery in 1910. The kitchen was small. When you opened the oven door, it nearly touched the opposite wall, and we had only one closet. Especially complicated given the fact that we needed room for 2 people, 1 cat, and Jenny's 14 guitars. How many do you have now?
I don't know.
But it was a magical space frequented by fire escape raccoons and a colony of parakeets that had been roosting in the neighborhood since the 1970s. It's true. Local lore maintained that a truck full of green monk parakeets had crashed on its way to a pet store, and the birds, once liberated, took up residence in the cemetery's many trees and spires.
The apartment felt so magical, in fact, that Kristin, always waiting for the other shoe to drop, was convinced she'd be hit by a bus for the first 4 months that we lived there. You aren't going to get hit by a bus.
Jenny has always been a bit more grounded in reality.
It was 2012. We'd been dating for 3 years, and things between us had become serious enough for me to cohabitate with Kristin and her aging cat Trey, despite my significant feline allergies. So it was no surprise when, in exchange for this sacrifice, an ultimatum was introduced. For the partnership to stand, Kristin had to do what countless queer women had done before her. She had to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer with her girlfriend. It's a show about a girl who kills vampires, but also dates them sometimes.
Jenny, encouraged by the slightest raise in my eyebrows, continued.
It's also the story of a group of individuals brought together by friendship and fate, led by preternaturally powerful young woman with a sacred calling, waging war against the forces of darkness, sometimes triumphant, sometimes bruised and bloodied by a battle with no end in sight, but one which they cannot give up on, no matter the cost.
You think that that's just done dramatically for the reading, but that is exactly how it was said in our home. Since I was not well versed in genre television and was always instinctively opposed to a dramatic sales pitch, I rolled my eyes. This was not Jenny's first watch Buffy with me blitz. If anything, she'd lost ground.
Okay. Consider this. It's gayer than you are.
Exactly. Only then did I take Jenny's DVD box set of all 7 seasons of Buffy off of the bookshelf and pick up the remote control. Nothing, I said, is gayer than I am. And so we watched.
We'd watched television together before, of course, but watching Buffy in this enchanted, cemetery-adjacent, first home-together space, Kristin sprawled across our IKEA couch with Trey perched on the cushions behind her, me in my favorite spot on the living room floor with a pillow tucked under my head, this was different. If it wasn't already apparent from my displayed boxed set of the series, this was my show. It was a show I'd watched over and over again anytime I needed comfort, a cozy vampire blanket that had been with me for over a decade. So sharing it with Kristin was no small thing.
Jenny, to her delight, was correct. Once my initial skepticism began to fade, I fell in love with the characters and the story. I laughed when Buffy's mom lovingly made a cup of hot cocoa for the evil vampire Spike, and I cried when Buffy sacrificed her first love in order to save the world.
Spoilers for the end of season 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. For what it's worth, Kristin maintains that she was also right about at least one thing.
Nothing is gayer than I am.
Thank you.
Once it became clear that we could share not only a love for each other, but so Jenny loved me at one point, just to make that super clear. I just want to...
No one can prove it. I do not recall it.
Oh, but also a love for the Slayer we made plans to marry the following year, as you do. I heard that. Oh, I'm so... The story has a lot of twists and turns. Our wedding was held at the Bell House in Brooklyn on August 25th, 2013. Only 2 months earlier, we'd held our breath as the Supreme Court decided whether our marriage would be worthy of recognition and protection across the country. It was equal parts powerful and overwhelming when 9 appointed justices decided that yes, it was.
Boo!
If they had never legalized marriage, they couldn't ever prove that Jenny loved me.
There would, certainly be no legal record. In addition to having our marriage recognized on a federal level, we were also delighted to discover that the bakery making our wedding cupcakes offered a 10% same-sex discount.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
The Bell House was a music venue where I had played on many occasions, and it felt like an extension of home. Huge exposed beams crossed the vaulted ceilings. Just to be clear, we did not have vaulted ceilings in our home, nor beams.
That's the Bell House.
No, yeah. No, I know. It's just like an extension of home. Oh. Our sprawling manse. Where the oven door nearly touches the opposite wall. For some reason, the ceilings are vaulted, but there's only one closet. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Huge exposed beams across the vaulted ceilings in a warehouse space that was built in 1931. A lot of time-stamped construction in the prologue. And had spent most of its life as a printing press. Our friends and family danced together, ate barbecue fresh from a smoker set up on the sidewalk, and took turns in the venue's vintage photo booth. It was an absolutely beautiful day. We remained in the brownstone with the wide floorboards for 2 more years before my music career took us west.
After years of making albums of her own and touring on repeat, Jenny had the opportunity to explore the world of co-writing in collaboration with other artists and songwriters, and much of that world is headquartered in Los Angeles. If our Brooklyn floorboards could talk, they'd tell tales of Trey's ongoing rivalry with the fire escape raccoons, his holiday tradition of shitting just once per calendar year under the Christmas tree. He shit more than once in a year. I realize my paw. Well, yeah, it's my first time reading it. I'll get it the next time. And his love of meticulously licking the condensation off of each and every window during the winter months. They would also have to tell you about Trey's declining kidneys, about the months that we spent administering fluids from an IV bag to help keep him hydrated and spry, and the day that 2 loving nurses came to our home from the veterinarian's office to ease Trey's transition into the great beyond. Trey forever.
We left the day after Christmas without sweet Trey to drive to California. We'd emptied the entire apartment of all our belongings, Buffy DVDs thrice bubble wrapped, except for the Christmas tree itself, which Kristin refused to take down until the moment we walked out the door for the last time. That is so you.
Yeah, I stand by my decision. I'd do it again. Los Angeles felt like a photo negative of what we'd left behind. Where there were once vivid greens, there were now desert browns. Instead of a snowy season, we experienced our first fire season. In place of our fire escape raccoons, we now had nightly visits from backyard coyotes. We missed home. Perhaps to distract us from the things we were missing, or maybe even as a way to reach back toward our old neighborhood cemetery, Jenny brought up an idea she'd once proposed in our Brooklyn apartment.
Wouldn't it be fun to start a podcast about Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Anxious for any distraction from the Black Widow spider that I had just found in the kitchen earlier that week, I agreed. Jenny had already put together a home recording studio in our spare bedroom, and she came equipped with a knowledge of both vampires and microphones. Highly skilled. So our technical foundation was solid. Despite my Buffy status as a novice, I had clocked quite a few hours during my teen years reading Anne Rice and wearing custom-molded vampire fangs. Thank you.
Both of us had grown up just a few hours outside New York City in the 1990s, wearing Jenko jeans, smoking clove cigarettes, listening to Nirvana on our Discmans. Discmans. So we were also disc women. So we were also tapped into the nostalgia factor.
We released our first episode of Buffering the Vampire Slayer on September 14th, 2016. We could not have imagined only a few weeks later we'd have thousands of new listeners.
We also could not have imagined that a presidential candidate would erupt from a real-life hellmouth just 2 months later, win control of the country, and steal us and our expanding community for a fight.
Wee! I told you, lots of twists and turns. That we'd get pregnant after months of trying, only to experience a miscarriage just hours before going on stage for a live podcast recording in Madison, Wisconsin.
That we'd announce a Buffy prom in Los Angeles and then watch in awe as it sold out in less than 3 minutes.
Or that just a few weeks before that first Buffy prom, Jenny would tell me she was leaving our marriage.
I had places to be. That in the wake of our divorce, we'd somehow managed to continue podcasting together, bracing through some of our darkest times while simultaneously witnessing some of the podcast's highest highs.
That 7 years later, we'd still be here, each remarried, one of us with a toddler, and now one of us with a 2-month-old. Still talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer from our separate houses, Jenny in Maine and me in upstate New York, with lives both separate and entwined.
We didn't know any of this when we sat down to record our first episode, me in my office chair monitoring the audio, Kristin in the cozy green armchair just a few feet away.
All we knew then was that we loved Buffy.
That she and her friends would be riding sidecar to our lives for many years to follow, crisis managing by example, would reveal itself over time.
Ta-da! Hi. Ooh,
hey.
Chips.
Hell yeah. Kristin, I just realized something.
Yeah?
You have to have room temperature blood to wear this outfit.
Yeah.
I'm going to
worry.
go slip into something more comfortable.
More comfortable? Okay, great.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Vamp.
Don't worry. I'm just going to look up everybody's... Bye, Jenny. That wasn't the first time that I read out loud because we have an audiobook produced by many people, top among them, Chloe in the audience. We did not take so many liberties in our reading of the audiobook, for better or for worse. How's everybody doing? Do we read a book okay? It's like, I feel confident about sitting here at this microphone, but that dance, oh my God, the whole podium is gone. They are good. Okay. Okay. We never do a show without cosplay. Jenny, you cut my green ribbon off of my wrist with your sword. Once again,
On all the time.
Jenny Owen
It
Jones,
is a
everyone.
wizard. Hello. Oh, sorry, I just wanted to say, Buffy.
Jenny was like, thank you. Jenny was like, hey, maybe, Josh, cover your ears. You can't learn things about this. Josh is coming up later. Listen, we'll talk about it later. But Jenny was like, hey, maybe I should be Acathla's portal. What if I get a hula hoop and tape flames to it and put it on a backpack?
Jan Sport!
Can you show them what this looks like off of your body? Because I think it's just as incredible. Like, this is DIY to the next level. It might be your best work yet. Mm-hmm. Are you gonna wear that for the whole show?
I'm gonna wear it for as long as I can. I think.
Can you get me my green ribbon so that my wrist doesn't fall off? While Jenny does that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, our wrists are in constant peril. Yeah. Our hands could fall off of them at any time. So best to keep the ribbons intact.
Okay, so a couple of things. I mentioned Josh because Josh Cantor, who plays a little something called the organ at a little place called Fenway Park for a little team called the Red Sox.
Have you heard of it, lads?
Is here and is going to join us later on this evening. And very soon, we're going to have Meredith Goldstein, who is writes for the Boston Globe and has a podcast called Love Letters and also Rules and is a huge fan of Buffy, up to talk to us as well.
Yeah.
But before that, Chloe got me my phone so we can answer a few of your questions.
Thank God.
Wow. Okay, are you ready, Jenny?
Do I look ready?
You have never looked more ready in your entire life. All right. What's the biggest revelation or surprise that you've had since doing the rewatch with spoilers? Oh, it's a season 2 question. Great.
What's your answer? Because I want to make sure we don't have the same answer, so you should go first.
Sure. Actually, honestly, this is weird to say, but my biggest revelation so far is that I actually think I went a little too hard on Xander the first time.
That has definitely been something we've been thinking about, but we've only seen season 1, so.
Listen, and that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying in season 1, I think maybe I went a little hard on Xander. I am very comfortable being very upset with Xander, but I think maybe it just went, you know what I mean? Maybe I missed some good Xander moments in the sea of really bad Xander moments. That's all I'm saying. Jennifer?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, I feel like
I'm sorry.
Okay, never mind. Go on.
I'm sorry. I just saw another question, which is, did you intentionally replace Xander's part of the credits with yourselves during the intro?
The answer, I can tell you the answer to that question is yes. Kristin did that on purpose.
I did. I've never done it before, but like the timing was kind of working really well. And I was like, well, it's fine. And of course, you freaks noticed it.
And we love that about you.
Were you going to say something, Jenny?
The score. I feel like the score
of
season 1 has really jumped out as being, markedly different from the score of the subsequent seasons. Because we got a different composer doing a sort of like classic feeling 80s, 90s sort of Wes Craven-y kind of, just nice. Like it feels like a horror score.
Yeah.
In season 1.
Yeah, we just we taped already When She Was Bad, which is the first episode of season 2.
That is a secret.
I'm so sorry. But that episode ends and it's like it sounds and
oh my gosh, the piano is like boo doo 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 doo. They're like, and Buffy and Willow and Xander are friends again. Ba da ba 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 ba. Thank you for watching this very special episode.
It's like that would have been special without a ring of fire around you, but I just like we did a.
I'm wearing it until it makes things worse. I think it's only making things better so far.
We did a book release event in Torrance, California, and I was not able to be there physically, so I like zoomed in, and the screen was so big. It was like
the screen was the size of this room, basically.
Yeah.
And I was just my normal size.
And I just feel like you're making up for it right now.
Thank you.
Okay, let's do one more question. Oh God, this is very hard to choose. There's so many good questions. But there was a bang, marry, kill. Which, like, I am an adult person on a stage. I even have a beer. It's fuck, marry, kill. Are you ready? What? Oh, Slido was like, absolutely not. Wow. Okay, so for Slido, bang, marry, kill. Sorry, Slido.
What
oh my God, did it get voted up? There you go.
Is there another word we could? I was trying to think if we could G it up even more, you know?
G it up even
like
more,
a G rating. Like a G rating. Like Disney. Ever heard of it? Like a bathing suit area.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Special dance.
Dance.
I like that.
That actually feels worse.
I also love to like soften that one, but then keep kill, just kill. Special dance, marry or kill. Yeah. Prom. That's making a lot of assumptions about what you do with your prom date.
Yeah, which one? Bang, marry, kill, or? Why not all three?
Your choices are Darla, Drusilla, Harmony as a vampire. I know. And Jenny has to go first because she made me go first last time.
That's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and forgive my language. I didn't ask the question. All I can do is answer you truthfully. I'm going to go ahead and bang Harmony as a vampire because I feel like she just seems like she has a lot of great ideas. Big ideas, you know, a lot of enthusiasm. You know, and she seems like kind of down for whatever. She seems very interested in, you know, it's not all about her.
The amount of gifts that are going to come out of this fucking show. Just Jenny with fire, moving her hands in every possible way a human being could move their hands.
Then I'm going to go ahead and marry Darla because, like, what a peach.
Yeah.
You know, and she's also got the most experience of being, like, you know, of existing. Mm-hmm. I feel like I could learn a lot, you know, and we could also grow together and also other things.
Bathing suit area.
Bathing suit area and so on.
I want you to know that my
ex... Is she going to make me a vampire? And if she does, I know kind of her method, which I favor.
Okay.
What?
No, this is great.
Okay, and then I'm going to kill Drusilla because you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There is, at any time, there is just like the very real possibility that she could like bleed you out or decapitate you or like make a doll out of you or whatever. So I feel like the safest move is eliminate her quickly.
Sure. Do you think that Drusilla makes those dolls out of people?
No, yeah. I think she has bigger dolls somewhere else.
Okay.
Just off screen.
Okay, great. I'm so sorry. This is a very pro Drusilla podcast.
Of course. No. I'm just saying for, you know.
Yes. I am matching you there. I'm also gonna kill Drusilla. I'm sorry. Love you, Drew. But I'm swapping the other two. I'm gonna what are we saying? Do a special dance. It really takes the fun out of it.
Do you want to say make love?
I do not.
Say make love with or to. There is also, I feel like, sort of action that can be.
I would like to fuck Darla. Because I think it would be a damn good time. And I would like to marry Harmony because talk about positivity in the household. We would have little unicorns all over the place. She's a great time and she's so nice, you know? So that's my answer. I don't have as much work to show as Jenny, but that's where I stand.
Some of us are more committed than others. Some of us enjoy research-based findings. And some of us don't care. You're all about vibes. I know it. That's your whole thing.
Thank you, Chloe, for allowing us to answer that critical question by getting me my phone. I would love to talk to Meredith Goldstein.
I would also love that.
Yeah. Is Meredith here? It would be so awkward if she
That would be so embarrassing for us.
Oh my God.
Yes! We didn't know.
Absolutely.
I needed to surprise you, but also my original intention was to wear this here, but it was 80 degrees today. Mm-hmm. So like the hell math of what is the temperature when she's wearing it? I was like sweating through it. But
yeah.
Well, sure, her AC is probably cranked. Imagine if you were sitting in the middle of a flaming portal.
Beautiful pajama. Now I wish we both have that set as well. We could have all
matched.
Yeah. But Jenny's
Regrets.
still with the portal.
You
behind
can't
her.
beat this. Like, I'm sorry.
No, you've really reached your final form. Meredith, we have been waiting to talk to you in some form, way, shape, etc. for so long.
I'm so excited.
Buffy is a very exciting way to do it.
But before really we talk about anything else, we really have to ask you a very, very pressing question.
Yes.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Oh. This is I was shocked by your answers because kill Harmony, marry Drusilla, bang Darla.
Okay.
I thought that was everybody was going to be in agreement on. I just feel like Drusilla is so like I don't know.
She is very loyal. Was that what you were
Loyal.
gonna say?
I was going to say loyal and sees right through you into your soul.
Until she sees a slimy antler demon, the proper name of which I can't recall right now.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's a problem. But she comes back. She comes back and she knows you.
Okay, no, I mean, listen, that gives us some variety on the stage.
Yeah.
You know, Drusilla gets to live at least one out of every 3 times. Will you start by telling us your relationship to this television show?
Well, I am Sarah Michelle Gellar's age, 4 years older than Buffy. So when this came out, I was in college, and there were a lot of people who would gather around and watch it. And I was like, this looks like something created by a man that's meant to objectify women, which may or may not actually be true. But I passed on it, and when I moved to Boston, I started watching it in the FX reruns, which I think a lot of people did before streaming television. And I was like, wait a minute, this is who I am now. This is what I do. And have since watched it. Like whenever somebody's like, oh, I watched it, the series 4 times, I'm like, you know how many times you've watched it? Because I've long lost count, certainly for certain seasons. So I feel very strongly about it. And as an advice columnist for the Globe, and it's like part of how I give advice, probably. I shouldn't say that because it makes me sound very irresponsible. But it does play into a lot of like the ideas I have about relation. I'm constantly thinking, oh, that's like this episode.
Well, I mean, I think that's a wonderful way to guide your career, actually. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You did talk to us, though, about Oz, who we're going to meet this season, and how Oz's vibe is that I'm putting words in your mouth. But like how Oz's way of being guides some of your philosophy on giving advice.
It does. And this is pre-Oz study abroad, as I call it. But this is there is an episode, and I'm sure you know, where Willow just wants validation that she's going to get him back, and she has wronged him, and she is looking for, just please tell me it's okay. And he says to her, this is more about making you feel better than allowing me to process. And that has stuck with me. It sticks with me in the therapy I have for myself, but so often letters that come in, like old school Ann Landersy letters, it's like people can't sit with being uncomfortable, that they may have made somebody else feel bad or vice versa. And I'm like, Oz told us what it is. You just have to sit with it for a bit, and it's awkward. But yes, Oz is my vibe up until a certain point. College is hard.
Does something happen?
Yeah, I don't know. But how many people have read the book? I know some of you just got the book, so there's no like homework. But I had questions.
Leave now if you have not read Slayers, every one of us.
We are, but no, I will be no spoilers. But I wanted to ask you about the book, if that's okay.
We will help.
Okay. Okay. And the reading was beautiful, by the way. My first question, then this comes as somebody who thinks about relationships a lot, like the two of you get collective takes and then individual takes, and you've processed so much of the many last years of your life together. What surprised you about reading drafts that both of you wrote when you were reading how the other characterized it in written word? I just, as a writer and also as somebody who parasocially has listened and been like, I want to know what's happening, but this is also none of my business. All of a sudden, this was my business. And I just thought, was it therapeutic to read each other's versions of these moments in history?
First of all, I want to say also it's none of my business, even. That is what I maintain. And what I will say is that for me, there were absolutely no surprises because Kristin has never had a thought that she hasn't shared with me.
Kristin has never had a thought.
No.
The longest pause Jenny will ever take.
So thanks for your great communication.
Yeah, well, Jenny's rolling us into part of my answer, which some of you may have already heard, but I think the serious answer is that I pulled some stuff out of Jenny and like made you, I think you were overseas somewhere and like on a train for a couple of hours. And I was like, this is the moment when like I can be like, Jenny, just sit and think about this moment in our lives and write. And because like, you know, you had just had a baby when we started writing the book, like things were clattering around. And so that was when you wrote, I think, about your time in New York before you told me that you were leaving our marriage. And that was new, like not new information, like I didn't know like some of it, but like really hearing your thoughts about that time in the city was the first time, was like reading it on paper. And earlier drafts of the book, when I would try to drag things out of Jenny, I would say things like, well, you know, we were writing about our home in Altadena and, you know, whatever was happening at the time, when we got the house. And I said, why don't you write something in this part just to illuminate that like maybe you cared about me just for like a second. And she like this was not a joke. Like she genuinely sat down, like wrote and was like, okay, can you come up? We would share a Google document and like sort of write in various parts of it and then check what the other person had done. Just come up and see if this is like kind of what you had in mind. And it just said, Kristin has a skill with words and a personal warmth.
Okay. First of all, I want to say I said great personal warmth.
I was like, is this my like college recommendation letter? So it took some work to get.
Well, I cried a lot during it, particularly in parts where Jenny writes about you. So you got there. You got there. One more question just about process. I imagine one of the things I love about your community is there are so many people who create themselves, that they are writers, that they are visual artists, that they make their own podcasts, they do everything. And at several points during this book, I thought, wow, this is a moment where it was difficult for them to keep doing this thing with or without this person, to go to the show, to play the music, to record. And I think we all ask ourselves, like, how much should I be doing for my art at different moments? How do you know when to give yourself a break, to give yourself space? There's a particular scene where you write about sort of being around fans and things are taking off and you have this wonderful crowd, and yet on the inside you're like, I can tell maybe you both didn't want to be on that week. So how have you made those choices, especially as this podcast has evolved and music and writing? How do we know when to give ourselves a break, and how do we know when to power through because the art can help itself?
I mean, I don't think that we do, right? Like, I think that Jenny and I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we kept trying to take time apart and then it hurt. Like, it hurt in this space, like in the Buffy space. And there were moments when we should not have been in communication and we should not have been like in physical spaces together or just like talking constantly. And like that remains true, that like those moments probably we shouldn't have been. Yes.
I thought you meant that remains true like to this day.
I thought we were past.
We should not be here right now. But I think like all we did was try to listen to what was our max. And I think that there were really moments when we went past our max, including the like writing of this book. Like there were moments when we were not okay, like physically not okay, because we were emotionally not okay to like have to relive that stuff. So it's kind of a non-answer, but I don't know that we know. I think that we do the best that we can do. And then in our instance, because I had friends, and I'm sure you did too, that were like, what the fuck are you doing? This is not healthy. This is not okay. And like ultimately it wound up being beautiful and wonderful, but it was really rocky and scary at moments.
Well, thank you for writing it and congratulations, because it is just such an intimate look at all of those things, the process. So beautiful.
Thanks for reading it.
Yeah.
And thanks for being here with us.
Thanks for having me. I'm like at the warmest room, literally right now, because I'm in flannel, but also the warmest room in town.
We have another important question for you that I think I'm going to take this off for. Now that we just had like some serious conversations about the book where I was like nodding and I could feel the hoop waggling in agreement, I'm going to take it off because we're going to need to...
Truly the most prized possession of the podcast at this point.
Could I?
You want
no, you want to... Okay. No, yeah, you can do the thing. Okay.
It's like...
Sorry, I'm right in front of the most important one.
But But I feel like when people are talking to me at work and I'm pretending to listen, this montage is actually what's... Wow.
Yeah, it's just a series. Yes, please.
This is a collage titled Buffy's Boyfriends.
Is it ever?
And we were wondering if you could rank them on a scale in a system of 1 to 7, with 1 being the best.
Okay,
and
all right.
7 being the worst.
This is some math. Okay. And I'm gonna try to do this as a relationships writer and not as a personal choice.
Okay.
Or maybe
Yeah. Relationships writer. Yeah.
Both? Okay.
I'm so nervous, and I don't even have to do anything.
I'm very nervous too. And people are gonna have to help me keep track. 1 for personal, bottom for health, perhaps. Okay. This happened to me at a recent stage in my life. 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, where are you pointing?
Wait. Who's 2? Who's 1?
I'm angry. I'm angry that I'm saying it, but I am of the mindset at this age and at this place in life that Riley...
Fuck yeah! Oh, fuck yeah, Meredith! I just want you to know, like, how engaged this audience is. That, like, you said that Jenny lost her mind. I looked out into the audience, made direct eye contact with someone who went, yeah. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah.
But what's interesting is it's starting to be the inverse, right? Where I'd put him second to last for what I want, right? Then I'm gonna go Scott Hope. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So wait, what are we? We're from top to bottom.
Okay. Yeah. But I'm sort of doing them both at the same time. So least healthy, sexiest, most want.
Faith and Buffy most
want.
Sexy.
Yes.
Least healthy.
It was
just a little knife.
Yes. Riley, healthiest. Second to bottom for what I actually want to look at.
What if he took your boot off real slow? Would that do anything to change?
Maybe. I'm gonna put Scott Hope third to last for actually probably both. I don't really want to look at it, and it happened, and it's fine. I'm pretty neutral on Scott Hope. It's like a rite of passage.
I like that Parker Abrams is still in the ether.
I know. Because we all need a like, I'm sorry. I could have used like 2 more Parker Abrams. Just like not for the day after, but attention is fun sometimes, and it's a lesson, and to learn that sex can be not your forever love and angel. Like to learn that, I think 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, I think Buffy was probably like, yeah, that's kind of all I wanted with that guy. You know, it's like, I don't know when Be Your Bad fell into it. Yeah, I think she got there with it in my fan fiction. Then I'm gonna put Owen. I put Owen pretty far to the top for health because he knew his boundaries.
Yeah.
So serious.
I know. They're invested.
He did. And then, wow, does that mean I have Spike and Angel at the bottom of the? No. I mean, Angel for me is second to top for what I want. I do. I mean,
he's probably also second to top.
He's everything I'm saying sounds wrong. And honestly, like, I have to put Spike with this big asterisk because he is like, I'm really, he would truly be my number 2 of what I want if not for subsequent seasons, right? So this is hard, right? Like for all of these moments, there are these moments where they're all number 1. But I will just say that it is very devastating to me to watch these Riley episodes later and say, well, I'm glad she had that experience. And
how much money did Jenny pay you backstage?
She did not pay me. And I do not, I think, even at the end, like this idea that he couldn't deal with her talents, I feel like he was self-sabotaging because he knew she wasn't in love with him. It becomes so clear. And
Jenny, for those listening at home, Jenny is pointing profoundly.
And you know, oh God, but I don't want to, like, number 1, right? That's my
Faith and Buffy.
I'm sorry. You can't say anything else.
Okay, real quick. Vibes only.
Vibes only. One.
Faith is one.
Okay, this says a lot about me. 1, 2.
Wait. We don't know where you're placing.
Oh, I'm sorry. My hands are so short. 1, Faith. 2, Angel. 3, Spike. Wow, there's 4. Owen. What's my problem?
Yes.
5.
Yes.
5, Scott Hope. 6, Riley. 7, Parker.
And there you fucking have it.
That was from my gut.
Right, vibes.
I'm going to be second guessing myself all night.
I know. It's kind of impossible.
This is the only kind of math I can do, and I appreciate you letting me do it.
I feel like maybe we really have set you on a path to thinking about this for a long time.
This is when you make a chart.
Yeah.
And we'll all do that later.
Yeah. Pluses and minuses.
This is brilliant, and thank you all for coming, and thank you for coming. What an excitement for Boston.
Meredith, thank you. Meredith, go
Farewell,
Meredith! Wow.
There she goes.
I feel like I'm fucked up about the rankings. Like my brain is like spinning, like, but I guess, wow, that was an interesting point about Parker. Parker?
So, this was a good idea, actually. Whoever came up with this idea, incredible. Deserves a raise.
I'm so, like, I don't even know how to recognize you without your portal anymore, you know? So this is a very fun event for us because we usually are covering one episode, and so we're sort of tracked with the episode's arc, but we're doing a lot of things tonight, including that Jenny Owen Youngs is going to play a couple of songs for you.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to be nearby? Are you going to be right there next to me?
I can be if you want me to.
I would
be.
like that.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll just hold your hand.
No.
Okay. That's fair. Jenny, I have slides for you, but I know that you want to look at this one last time. So you just let me know when you're ready for the...
It's so hard to say goodbye. But okay.
Speaking of Oz, you don't have to... Don't light me. You don't have to light me. I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting here for moral support. I don't know. Do whatever you want.
I love Oz, but remember that time soon when he'll say, "A werewolf in love." Basically to the camera.
Yeah, but remember that time that he'll say, "Who is that girl?"
No, I know.
Also, I want you to know that I've watched you drinking my beer.
I wasn't trying to hide it. I don't know what would ever make you think that. I don't have one, so.
Your mistake.
Okay. Here we go. Getting ready, getting set. Feels like I've been up here already for 2 songs.
I just realized that I can't even jokingly hold her hand because obviously it's playing a guitar. In my mind, there was a third hand. She reached it out and kept it flat.
I simply am who I am. All right, here's the song for season 2. Episode 15, Phases. Here we go. Oh my gosh, the chorus is one word, and it's awoo, like a bunch of times. So if you feel like singing it, or any of the other words, but especially the awoo, because it's such a gimme, come on down. I like that you just have your eyes down. You're just like vibing.
I'm vibing, yeah. I'm being
So great.
serious. I don't steal the show when you're singing unless you're singing about a praying mantis.
There's a werewolf down on Lover's Lane. There's a werewolf hiding in the evergreens. There's a werewolf appropriately, so you know he had to get thrown. It's enough to make a girl wanna go. Oh, oh, Oz is the werewolf, much to his surprise. Oz is the werewolf, and he hopes that no one dies. Oz is the werewolf mainly 'cause the moon is full. But he, being a werewolf, is more respectable than Kane, who's such an asshole, and he's lucky that I have a moral code. It's enough to make a girl wanna go. Oh, oh, one more time for me because you care. Oh, oh, oh. Hooray. I recently did a little book event. As we discussed, I've previously read from my book in public. And 50% of the audience was toddlers that are friends with my son. And their parents, who have not asked to know any of this about my life whatsoever. I'm like, So in my lead sheet that I have for just in case times, I've crossed out Kane, who's such an asshole, and he's lucky that I have a moral code. And it says, Kane, who's such a jerk, he's lucky that I have a moral code. But then later, I accidentally read from a section of the book where I talk about a mantis decapitating its mate post-coitus. And said post-coitus in front of a bunch of toddlers. So I don't really know if either of those, okay.
They don't know what coitus is. Also, somebody's phone rang, and I feel like the ringtone was the Spice Girls. Is it? No.
Was it the ring that's like?
Was it Spice? It wasn't the Spice Girls. I'm just in a night. I was like, if the one phone that went off in this audience played the friggin' Spice Girls, well, the story goes it was the Spice Girls. Oh, I know.
Oh, now someone's a professional. Now someone's seen a few things. Assume the position. Are you gonna put the backpack on? It's harder to get on than you think.
No, I don't want to rip it.
Yeah, we'll definitely. Whatever you do, don't damage this creation, which will live in my house forever, untouched and undeconstructed.
I feel like I'm like playing the angel in the nativity, but like
you are
not at all that.
Kristin, on a scale of 1 to 10, do you have any idea what you're doing?
No, I thought I was just gonna while out. I wouldn't do anything else.
Just checking. What's incredible is that even though whenever Kristin plays the glockenspiel, it's a song in the key of C, so all she has to do is hit only the notes along the bottom row, which she does, with no regard for rhythm whatsoever.
Hey, I regard rhythm, you just don't understand
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. Halloween!
Yay.
It's supposed to be a slow night. Giles promised it'd be no night for vamp activity. But somebody had a differing opinion. Giannis's devoted minion came to Sunny D and brought some anarchy. It's the big Halloween switcheroo. It's the big Halloween switcheroo. You don't even know who you're gonna be. You got your costume, you see. It's the big Halloween switcheroo. Sorry I screwed up. I was distracted by a giant flaming portal to my right. Okay. Noble gal. That's the costume I showed up in, looking like Angel's ex-girlfriend. Boys just love that, right? That's Cordelia. Somehow cattier than ever in a leotard of leopard. Hey, where'd Willow go? She vanished like a ghost at the big Halloween switcheroo. It's the big Halloween tasteful. You don't even know who you're gonna be. It depends where you got your costume, you see. It's the big Halloween switcheroo. Then the change. I became completely helpless, just a damsel in my distress, at Spike's mercy or lack thereof, of course. All my friends came together to my rescue, held me up till I came back to all the sense I lost. Kristin, hit that block. At the big Halloween switcheroo. Jesus Christ, at the big Halloween switcheroo. You don't even know who you're gonna be. It depends where you got your costume. You see, it's the big Halloween switcheroo. Oh, what became of Ethan Rain and the chaos god he serves? And when the heck will us find out who is that girl? Who's that girl? That girl, it's the big Halloween switcheroo. I was really close. The big Halloween switcheroo. You don't even know who you're gonna be. It depends where you got your costume. You see, it's the big Halloween switcheroo. Yeah, it's that big Halloween switcheroo.
You know, the truth is that, like, I can't do what Jenny does, but the other truth is Jenny cannot do what I do. If I handed you this clock, you'd never be able to do what I do.
That is so true, like, technically, and also just sort of, like, ethically.
This is so, I can't believe how long you kept this on. I'm like, I feel like a beetle overturned, you know?
Yeah. That is the vibe.
It's gonna get serious, so I'm taking it off.
Yeah.
The joke isn't funny for the next song. You see? Just have to put my sword, my Glock, and my Acathla portal away.
Okay. Getting it together. You sure you don't want to play Glock on this one?
I had a moment where, like, I was sitting here literally watching the tea go by, thinking, like, this is such a, I mean, thank you to WBUR for having us.
Oh, yeah.
This space is so beautiful. It's so incredible. It's so professional. And I had a moment being like, wow, did they know what they were getting? And if not, I'm sorry, and you're welcome. Okay, go be serious. Okay.
In the time before my life, 1,000 open doors, light and full. You guys, I have made a terrible mistake. One terrible mistake has been made, but it's early enough to rectify it.
You don't need my help?
Not yet. I'm actually shocked that you didn't call out the miscapoing of my guitar.
Some of us are nicer to others when they play instruments.
Scream if you paid to be here to listen to me be nice to Kristin.
I didn't even pay for that.
In the time before my life, 1,000 open doors, light and full with possibility. And came the call, pull that I could not ignore, bell that told for me and only me, made me the loneliest girl in California, the loneliest girl in California. I turned to stone, life and death to focus on, till a shadow left the wall and reached for me. The slightest smile, you walked beside me for a while, but mistakes we can't unmake ripped you away from the loneliest girl in California, the loneliest girl in California. Deepest well, examination of myself reveals the way I know it has to be. Now comes the call. Oh, how I wish I could ignore the bell that tolls for me and only me, the loneliest girl in California, the loneliest girl in California. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jenny. That's sad. There's like a little screen down here that shows what you see behind us. And so I just like spent the whole time, which you probably did the same, just staring at Buffy holding the sword to that song. And I really got into my feelings. Hi. Drinking my beer.
Yeah.
So we think that the best way to kick off our discussion of season 2 is to have someone who knows absolutely nothing about Buffy the Vampire Slayer join us on stage and perhaps tell us a little bit about what he thinks is happening in season 2.
That sounds fun and cool.
Would you like to call your friend and mine to stage?
Our beautiful friend, a pianist of great repute, and the house organist of a little jazz club called Fenway, the ballpark. If Josh Cantor can hear the melodious sound of my voice, I urge him to walk this.
Stop!
Stop
it! The show is over. It's now. This
What?
is the best thing I've ever seen.
Oh, this? I just picked this up down the street. What I definitely did not do was go into the dressing room of the Boston Globe relationship columnist and say, please take off your pajamas right now. Just so we're clear on that.
This is
HR, if you're listening,
This is really your look. Like this is singing.
this is good. This
Yeah.
is a vibe.
Yeah.
I mean, you said you wanted to talk about this show, and I figured I would, bring the goods.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
you brought the goods.
why do you think you're wearing those pajamas?
So I'm pretty sure this is like what do they call, like in the military when they say standard issue? So this would be probably like standard issue for, somebody who's trying to slay the vampire.
Great.
It's good. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, you get your steak and you get your sushi pajamas. Pajamas. I know I say pajamas? Pajamas?
Jams.
Jam jams. Sushi jam jams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Wow. Jenny, I believe you want to take control of this. God help us all.
Yeah, no, I do. And wait, do you have the other thing?
It's built in.
Is it that one?
Yes, it's that one.
Okay. Josh. Josh, a lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
You're a multi-hyphenate. Buffy expert. Ballpark organist.
In that order.
Highly in demand keys player.
When you call.
And a librarian. Wouldn't you say that you're a librarian? You're a bit of a librarian.
If you twisted my arm, I would confess that I have spent the last many decades working various day jobs in various libraries. And so, yeah, maybe that makes me a librarian.
I was wondering, have you ever seen like something like this happen in a library? I'm just wondering, what's appropriate library behavior?
This reminds me a little bit of something that I saw in the clothes stacks this morning.
What are the clothes?
I bet he wasn't wearing glasses.
Okay.
Wait,
Sorry,
wait.
I'm just.
Do you have a cage in your library?
Yeah, do you guys have a cage?
I have. There's. What's the non-boring? Let's just say yes.
Okay.
The last library that I worked in definitely very much had a cage that I spent a lot of time in.
I can't. Your commitment is astounding. There's no one better than you.
I honestly.
Some of us, like spent years writing a book. Others just like opened the closet.
Podcasts, famously a visual medium. Josh has produced a black turtleneck from nowhere and slowly pulled it on over his yummy sushi pajamas.
What's incredible is that the poetry here is that the jam jams are standard issue for a Slayer, and I believe the turtleneck is standard issue for a librarian.
So true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have some. I guess these are still photos from. Are they all from season 2? My favorite season. Or are these a hodgepodge? I confess I don't remember.
I believe these are all allegedly these are all season 2.
Okay, great.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Why did I include this slide of Angel in his daytime look and Cordelia in a cheerleading uniform? No idea. This image of this guy's called Giles.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and he's got a magnifying glass, as you can see, and he's looking at
I can't believe you're telling him things.
a little rock. Right? And I was wondering, have you ever, in service to a library, gotten down on your hands and knees with a magnifying glass and looked at a little rock? Has that ever come up?
Not a rock, but definitely a crawly bug.
Live or mounted?
Because we have to actually, when we encounter them, we have to like document them and photograph them or describe what they look like so that we know kind of what we're up against.
And then is there like a Dewey Decimal System for bug cataloging?
Oh, Jenny.
Oh, is that? Did I just? Yeah. Okay. Moving right along.
We could have a contest to see if I know less about Buffy than you know about library terminology.
I know it's where the books are, but this is why you're here, because you're a professional and an expert. And if we weren't certain of your credentials before, we're going to be very, very, very certain about your credentials in T-minus 3, 2, 1. There it is.
Standard issue.
Wow.
Tremendous.
But yeah, I mean, this is, I don't know, like hats off for still having the card catalog in 1998, I guess.
Did nobody have a card catalog in 1998?
Well, they were probably starting to phase them out in some places around that time.
That's actually, I know we're not supposed to tell you what's happening, but that's actually what she's doing. She's just moving the card
She's
catalog
phasing out, yeah.
out.
Right. She's like, hey, have you guys read AASTR2 yet?
What?
We can just telnet to the OPAC now. Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's what I was saying just before you came on stage, actually.
Mm-hmm. She's saying it all the time.
I am. So now that you're in your comfort zone.
Yeah.
I thought.
Right, actually, hold on.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Okay. He's ready.
This is a real Zoom librarian look. Like
Librarian from the waist up, going back to bed from the waist down.
Yeah.
It's a good look. I like that you're just in your socks too. No shoes on this man. Well,
yeah. I didn't want to have to
totally
put them on and then take them off.
For sure.
Do you want me to go get them?
No.
I would really like to hear this wonderful gentleman's thoughts on what's happening. And
you ready?
I'm really ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've prepared some proper slides from season 2, and we
great.
were hoping you could answer some questions about them.
Be glad to.
Who are these? Who are they? What are their names, and what do they do?
What do you mean? What do they do? Like what? Like what do they do for work?
However you want to interpret.
The guy on the right is the bouncer at the Brighton Music Hall. I saw him last night. That's his name's Patrick. And that's actually not a real scar. It's like he just does that for show. And this one is real though, the one up here on his eye. And she is she's definitely a vampire. If she's not a vampire, she's about to be arrested for impersonating a vampire. I mean, look at that. That right?
Yeah.
And her name is Cassandra.
Honestly?
And she is a she's an ethnographer.
Great.
Okay, so far, 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Cool,
2
cool.
for 2 even.
Yep.
Um,
Oh yeah.
who's this?
This, this hits really close to home for me, actually. Probably a little too close for home because they, I don't want to get emotional or anything. But they said they said mine would never fully heal. So, but that's that's Craig,
So close.
and he's he looks more tormented than he really is, because of the force of that that device. But the red light means that he's hungry. And his friend over on the left there is like, well, what do you want me to do about it?
Correct.
I can't
Correct.
wait until we get to the season 2 episode called Craig.
Okay, what's next? I can't wait to find out.
Hey, okay.
No leading the witness. Let him tell you.
We're all about to get healed.
Wow. Okay, so they're at the swimming pool, huh? This is Oh, this takes place in California, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. The palm trees and everything. They probably shot on location, right? Yeah. I know that's a thing people do. That's a term. That's wow. I mean, I haven't this is I guess I might have dozed off during this bit, this thing that because I know Melanie and Roger from like later seasons when it was a lot less intense than this. But I think she's probably like she's having trouble like choking down the communion wafer. So he's just giving some friendly assistance. And we're supposed to talk about this smiley guy here. Is this the librarian guy?
Yeah, this is the librarian guy.
Giles? Is that what you said his name is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Same recognizes same,
Yeah. Most of my colleagues call me Giles, and now I know why.
There you go.
And this is this is when Giles realizes that his career has been a total waste of his life, and he should have become a botanist instead.
Yes.
Great.
This is unbelievable.
I can't
accuracy.
believe how accurate it is. It
Yeah.
really, yeah. Even having not seen the earlier seasons, you really got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, hold on. Oh, you can go.
Okay. We're just looking. Oh, sorry. Please go.
I don't take my pants off for just any podcast.
We know that, and we so appreciate it, and so does everyone else.
Yeah.
Gathered here today. Just looking for a name. Just a name on this guy.
Lorenzo Jr. But that's a meme. You see how those letters are up there in all caps as a font? Jenny, I'm just gonna You can use this. I feel like this.
Yeah.
That's what the kids call a meme.
This is good to know.
I
for me.
cannot wait to figure out who Lorenzo Sr. is, you know?
He's in the movie
Yeah. Just.
and the unaired pilot.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
There's always an unaired pilot.
Wow, Josh.
Okay. What's the name of this episode?
Wait, these are both from the same episode?
Oh yeah, baby.
That is not how I remember it. These are looking like two very different episodes to me, but that's what's her name? That is Muffy the Dracula Killer. And that guy, that's Otis. And she doesn't know he's there. So but your question was about what's the name of the episode?
Please, yeah, let's get back on track here.
The name of the episode is Where Are You, Otis? This must have been like a B plot that I just don't remember it at all.
Okay.
No, please.
This part is not ringing a bell for me at all. This is probably not even canon, what we're looking at down here.
It's actually extra. It's B-roll from the
It's probably not
director's
even
cut.
from this show. It's probably from Gilmore Girls or something.
Yeah.
Josh,
Yeah.
the fact that you sat up here telling us about your favorite show of television with two shirts and a jacket is like the most commitment
Also,
I've ever.
you guys have probably noticed how bright these lights are. Here, everybody come up here and feel how bright these lights are. Just so you understand my level of suffering. I don't know.
I think this might be the last guessing slide.
Oh my God.
Oh no, there's one more, and what a place to conclude.
Well, you already saw this.
Yeah.
Oh right, this is this is the famous Jansport episode, right?
Sponsored by Jansport. Yeah.
Yeah, right. No, that was early. You're talking about early on season 2. That was like quite a get for them as far as the product placement.
Oh yeah.
Later, of course, they were popular, and everyone knows they kind of sold out after about season 3, as is what usually happens. But this looks really familiar to me, actually. Like,
We should take this opportunity to stand in front of it.
Oh, for sure.
You know, so that
Oh,
you
yeah.
have like, you know, a three-dimensional.
might jog my memory a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like choreographed deja vu.
And Josh, will you stay on stage with us after you tell us what's happening here, so that we can howl out with you?
So that we can do what?
Just say sure.
Sure.
Nice.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have. The number of times I had to say yes to you guys to get to where I'm at right now.
Why stop?
Exactly. Oh, yeah, okay.
You have to hold the sword. So, like nonchalant.
Oh, yeah.
What? Huh? Put it under the arm. Oh yeah, good idea.
That's, you got, yeah. So, I mean, like you guys, you modeled for this painting, basically. You stood like that for hours, and this was the end result.
And this is your favorite show? I mean, episode. This is your favorite episode?
This is, it's so hard.
To choose.
You know, like when Meredith was up here ranking the paramours. It's this is in the top. This is one of my top 3 episodes of one of my top 3 shows.
Did you see the slides of the relationships? Do you have a top pick for your top relationship?
Well, there was one guy, Mac, I think. Mac McIntosh.
Yeah, it's a controversial pick.
His was, but he was obscenely handsome, right? I think he was in the upper left. Like that was, I mean, that was like, if I just assumed that still was from 2025 and somebody was like, AI, make me the perfect jawbone. And give it to Macintosh.
Yeah.
Oh, God, what's incredible is his name is, cover your ears, Angel. You know what I mean? Macintosh is not that far off.
It's Scottish for Angel. I grew up in Scotland watching this show, so some of the cultural references are a little different.
What's incredible is that Josh has secret knowledge about this show that is very specific, very niche, and runs very deep, and that we can't talk about tonight because we have run out of time. So we're gonna actually have to drag you back onto the podcast.
Yeah, it was all a plan.
Future point.
Twist my arm. Twist my arm. Yeah.
Get up, yes. I'm so tough. We're gonna be back in your ears on May 7th. Josh Cantor, thank you so friggin' much for being here. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, Kristin and Jenny, you both rule. Your book, the first half of your book is incredible. The second half, I have high hopes, but I'm managing expectations.
Great.
But I have a sense of kind of how things turned out.
Yeah.
So I got the spoilers, I guess, basically.
Okay, fantastic.
But yeah, I love you both, and you're amazing.
But if you had to rank us, which one of you would say
I'll
is
remind
more
you
like
I
a
have the
flaming
sword.
portal? Thank you so much for being here with us this evening. Thank you so much for being here with us this evening. And Josh, at the end of the podcast, we say till next time, and then we all say "awoo" together. So that's what's gonna happen right fucking
I really
now.
wanted you to tell him that we said like boogada boogada boog. Like, you know what I mean? It's too late now. We say a woo. Will you a woo with us?
Let's do it.
with your whole heart and your whole soul.
Will you all a woo with us?
Okay. Beautiful people of the greater Boston metropolitan area and beyond. Till next time. Woo!